ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Operation Cathedral, a Call of Cthulhu story. This is officially episode 3.
Woo!
Investigators have lasted at least 3 sessions. Well, at least 2. We'll see if they survive the third one here.
Debatable.
To be determined.
But
Yay, I can actually see my face on Twitch.
So, but yeah, welcome. I realize we are definitely streaming a lot earlier than normal, and that's just because life sucks. And I am double booked this evening, so hence why we are going to be running our session this morning, and we might be running a little bit early here, ending a little bit early. Hold on, I just realized. Two Faces were not where they are supposed to be.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah.
Well, at least we could see my whole face this time instead of a talking headphone, so I'm good.
Yeah.
But, so how is everybody doing today?
To be determined.
Sorry. I'm doing just fine. What's that gift? That's that guy that's just going bum 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 bum.
I'm a bit excited, a bit nervous. I am anxious to see where this session takes us.
As am I.
Okay.
And it very well just may take Hunter and I straight to hell.
With that, let's just jump right back into it, then, shall we?
We're fucked.
Last meeting, we watched our investigators pursue their leads in their hunt for the Red Scepter, bringing them into contact with the local Capone gang. And then later on, they delved into the archives of the Bureau, chasing leads. What followed, however, could be called a tragedy. The team started to make their way through town to try to go find some place to rest up for the night, and, well, they discovered that they were being followed. One high-speed chase later, and 2 investigators later, we found Midnight Crow and Riley Thompson dropped into the Potomac, and their truck dropped directly on top of them. Their fate now hangs in the balance. Meanwhile, Hunter and Zoe wandered aimlessly through the city of Washington, D.C., getting lost in the alleyways and serpentine streets, then ran afoul of a nightmarish creature, causing the 2 investigators to run into a main street and take shelter below a street lamp in its meager pool of light. The creature pursued them this far, but has gone silent, as in the next pool of light is none other than Dr. Siegfried von Braun, Zoe's former mentor, and the man currently suspected of stealing many artifacts from the Bureau. Soon, Hunter and Zoe will have to make a choice. Welcome to Operation Cathedral, ladies and gentlemen. I am your keeper of law and fate, Jodo 1025, and we have a story to weave together for y'all today. So, we left off last session, and we saw that Crow and Riley did indeed make their final death saves. Barely. And both Jevil and Shadow Scythe reached out to me for post-game to discuss their options about what was going to continue on, and I believe we have come to an accord. We shall return to that accord here in a little bit, but for the time being, we're going to jump right into making some rolls. From both of you, I need you both to roll me a D10. You will
D10.
Yep. The result of this roll will have an unseen impact upon you, but you will not know what until I deem it necessary.
Oh shit.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine.
That's how many months it takes you to recover.
That's how many. That's how many days I have left.
It has been noted.
Oh boy.
That's how many minutes you have
Yeah.
left.
How many seconds I can count on one hand.
But these results have been noted, but for now, we are going to turn our attention back to Zoe and Hunter.
Uh-oh.
So, Zoe and Hunter, you guys have had a rough night.
Yeah.
That's one way to put it.
You could say that.
You had a strange interaction at the bureau. You got thrown out of the back of a pick-em-up truck. You ended up wandering the city of Washington, D.C. aimlessly because both of you got lost horribly. You've been chased by a very angry creature, one that neither of you have actually laid eyes upon. So I forget, was it Zoe's glasses or Hunter's glasses that got broken? Last
I
session?
believe it was Hunter's because
Yeah.
I took mine off.
Yeah, mine were off. I like kind of just was like, yeet.
So, and so both of your adrenalines are pumping, and suddenly the looming, that feeling of dread, the feeling of being pursued that has been dogging you this entire time, the sound of crinkling glass stops. And we hear the tapping of a cane as someone walks into a pool of light. So just down the street from you, under a street lamp, and there, standing there with cane in hand and a jaunty Bavarian hat, is Dr. Siegfried von Braun. So, and he enters the pool of light, and he's staring at both of you quite intently. You two kind of can see him. Without your glasses, it's very hard to make out the shape.
Oh no, I can't see shit. You misunderstand how bad this eyesight is. It's bad.
I believe when I took off my glasses, I was like, so at this moment, when I hear him stop, I kind of peek through my fingers a little bit. I still don't recognize anything.
Okay.
Two regular Velmas over here.
But
Who's got two thumbs and can't see shit? This guy!
yeah, so thank you, Chitin. Hopefully I've made an adjustment here. One thing I forgot to say at the top of the stream is new microphone, because the old microphone died a very, very sad death.
Oh,
So
no.
I am trying to get things dialed in with this new microphone, which is now a desk microphone. First one I've ever had, so
Blue snowball. Good shit.
But back to our story. So we hear the tapping of the cane stop. And both of you hear what seems to be like out of just whispers outside of understanding, and then you hear the tinkling of that glass again, except that that tinkling is moving away. And the whispers seem to be going with it. Von Braun looks to you, both of you, and adjusts his rather little round spectacles. And he begins. Guten Nacht, Mittag. Fräulein Zimmermann, is that you?
Dr. Von Braun, is that you? I apologize. I looked to Hunter a little bit. Is it safe?
I'm not moving out of the straight light if that's what you're asking.
That would be recommended. So, but yes, it is I. What are you doing all the way out here? Should you not be up in Boston?
That's what I thought, but I got an impromptu job offer, you could say. And I got a little lost, honestly.
I have no sense of direction.
Same. You know me. I can't see diddly at night. All buildings look the same.
You were never such a good cartographer. Great,
No.
great leader, great lore keeper, but very, very, very poor at reading maps. So, but well, impromptu job offer.
Yes.
I have a distinct feeling I know the names of your employer. As I cross into a Russian accent because apparently my German accent doesn't want to stick.
Is he German? Is he Russian? We don't know.
He's from Eastern Europe. That's all you need to know.
But,
He's from Ukraine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too hard. German's his first language.
That's fine. I've tried in D&D before, and I cannot keep an accent going at all.
Hello.
But so, and then your companion, I believe that is Hunter Wallace, yeah?
Oh, I really don't like the fact that you know who I am. I can't see shit, and I don't really know who you are, but that's concerning.
You have made quite an entry into our little world.
In my defense, it's not my fault.
So, yeah.
You're not there, you don't know.
Oh, we know quite a bit, but nor do we blame you for anything. But
I'm glad somebody is on the same page, because the fuckers over at the fucking Smithsonian. Bastards.
yes, yeah, the curators are very biased. But
That's a word for it.
Von Braun adjusts his spectacles a little bit, and he's like looking very intently at you, Hunter.
Oh, no.
And that that gravelly voice in the back of your head is like, he knows.
Fuck.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. I don't say that out loud, just to clarify. That's all in my brain.
Same.
Very, very interesting. Well, admittedly, I was not seeking to meet with you, Mr. Wallace, today. But it seems like a fate has a funny sense of humor.
You could say that. You could say that. I have an idea. I know who it is, but you know,
But
his name starts with a J. I forget it, but starts with a J.
but let's believe, though, we need to be a bit brief. Unfortunately, you are not the only ones who are out in the about tonight. So, as you both have kind of discovered, it's at this point that tinkling of the glass can be heard, except that it's more scratchy, and then it almost sounds like, and the whispers start entering the edge of your vision, except that it's very brief, very staccato.
I'm sorry, I'm seeing the whispers?
Hearing the whispers, sorry.
Okay, because that would have been a billion times more horrifying.
But,
Seeing gentle words float along, yeah. Sorry.
Oh god, the subtitles are on.
but eventually, but there's this staccato whisper sound, and the thing you can tell is the whispers sound angry.
Ew.
And then there is a god-awful sound of, like, glass scraping against one another. And then the sound of a shattering mirror.
That's fun. That sounds
And
like
the
fun.
whispers go calm. You were very lucky to survive an encounter with such an interesting creature. Not many.
That's not the word I would use, but okay.
Not many survive a run-in with a hint.
I don't understand. What is a hint?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. You don't want to fucking know.
I haven't come across this in any of my research.
Good.
Have I?
You have not in your area of lore, but Von Braun offers up. Thus it is because, well, it is from, how do you say, the far north of Europe.
You really don't want to know. You really, really don't want to know.
Is that your opinion, Mr. Wallace, or is that your passenger's opinion?
Yes. And I move closer to the center of the street light.
Yeah, I move with him because I'm pretty much pressed against him at this point. It's like, closer we are to one another, the better.
You are right to be fearful of that which is unknown. But it is not unattainable to, as I slip into Russian again. Fuck.
It's all right.
It's not to be unattainable.
But the knowledge is there if you wish to seek it. But we can discuss that at a later time. For now, I wish to at least offer you both a bit of advice, as well as a brief explanation. I know that you two are pursuing a particular artifact. And
That's a word for it.
I know that some members of your employers believe I have something to do with his disappearance. This is not correct.
That's what they all say.
Do you know who does? Or who did have anything to do with it?
It is difficult to tell. They are very powerful, very high up. But myself and the members of my order, we have worked well with the Bureau of Suppression in Europe for a very long time.
I look up at Hunter like, how does he know about the Bureau of Suppression? But I don't say anything, just like look at him like, ugh.
You just kind of get this weird little twitchy thing back because he has no idea what you're going about.
And I probably can't see it anyway because my glasses are off.
Yeah.
But while we have had our disagreements between my order and that of the Bureau, we have always managed to be courteous, or at the very least willing to work together. I do not know why your employer believes I have something to do with this. Because obviously I addressed the artifacts to go to the Smithsonian. Why would I send artifacts to a bureau depot if I was trying to hide them?
This is very true.
You know, I don't claim to know how people work.
Same. I know about a bit about how they live and the stories they tell. Children and religion otherwise. But people reading, not my strongest skill.
Very true, but that's part of your charm, Fraulein Zimmerman. But
Question, DM. Are we in two separate, like, pools of light? Are we yelling this at each other in front of the fucking White House?
pretty much.
Well, I imagine it's like across the street, so we're not too far away.
Well, lampposts are generally like 9 feet apart.
Oh,
So it's
A little
not
bit
like
further.
So we're not like yodeling across the
But
entire place.
but it's still pretty loud, and we're in front of the fucking White House. Has anybody noticed our bullshit?
Spot
Yeah.
on.
Fuck.
And it's going to be at very difficult. So at extreme because you have no glasses.
You're the one who asked.
So he's just gonna get out. He's just gonna get out. He's trying to jump out the window. Ah.
Nope, you two don't see Jack squat.
See, the whole taking the glasses off thing was to make it more realistic, but I can't see shit. Like, at all. And look at the cat.
The cat.
Ah,
She in the
cats.
corner.
The stream can't see the cat because it's cropped up.
Yeah,
We
small.
can see the cat.
But,
That's
Don't
how-
worry. We don't
can
think you're
see.
crazy. We
There's
can
the
see
cat in the corner, I swear.
It's a love cat.
but
That's how I figured out I was talking headphone on the actual Twitch thing and not looking at the camera sideways like I could see here. So,
But you both, but the whispers you were hearing beforehand start to make more noise,
excuse me.
and both of you, since both of you can't see, you guys won't actually see, but to the audience, we watch as what seems to be a little shadow walk into Von Braun's pool of light
Oh, shit.
and starts gesturing at him.
Could
we
I-
don't see this shit.
You guys don't see. You guys see a blob because both of your glasses are off.
Mine are broken on the street. I'm gonna have to pay for new ones. Fuck.
But
Could I try and listen to the whispers?
spot hidden.
Oh, okay. Still at extreme?
Nope. Because you're using
That-
your ears, not your eyes.
That
Alright.
would be the listen skill.
Oh, is it? Is
Yeah.
that a listen skill?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Then
Spot the hidden whispers with your eyes.
sorry, I'm still learning the system, ladies and gentlemen. So bear with me. Nope.
Darn.
It sounds like weird musical whispers, but you can't make out what is being said.
I have goosebumps.
So
Big time.
Von Braun is like, my time is short. Fraulein Zimmerman. So, and Mr. Wallace. So, I bid you good evening, and we will meet again. But I encourage you both to heed this warning. Be cautious about how deep you dive into some of these knowledge. Because while the knowledge is very attainable to understand what is going on, there are
We will-
people out there who definitely do not want you to know.
We will certainly keep that in mind. All we wish to do is our job for the Bureau. And, well, I certainly hope we can clear your name of any charges. I will do my best. It seemed unlikely for you to do what they've said, steal this artifact, but I had to keep an open mind. You understand.
Yes. Yeah. I completely understand. For now, though, just be cautious. With that, auf Wiedersehen.
Au revoir.
And with that, we watch as the shadow zip back outside the pool light, and then Von Braun, you hear tap, tap, and then silence. And for the audience, we watch as he walks out of the pool of light and disappears into thin air.
We
Oh,
would
that's
see
not
that.
creepy.
We'd see him go blob, blob. I don't like that. I don't like that. No, don't like that. Nope, not at all. No, sir. Nope, not.
But,
Neither do I.
But Hunter, the voice in the back of your head is like, interesting. Very, very interesting.
Well, I'm glad you seem to know what's going on.
So
I
how
say
do you
that out
respond to
loud.
that?
I did. I absolutely responded to that. Out loud.
I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, no, sorry, not you. Don't worry about it. You know what? Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
And so at this point, you guys hear a lot of footsteps. It sounds like a lot of footsteps.
As the Secret Service comes to figure out what the fuck we're doing.
And then voices start to be heard. It's like, I don't care if it's dark. Find him. Find him. He was just down this way. And you both start to see shapes start streaking across the other pool of light, and a couple of the blobs approach you, and eventually they get close enough that you can make out the fact that they are various people in different attire. But at the head of this column is the very familiar shape of Operative Nightshade.
Shit.
So, but she.
I'm sorry, what?
She looks at you. It's like, hold on. What are you two? Wait. Did you two just talk? Okay, you two need to come with me now.
I mean, everything's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm not leaving this light.
You are the next safest thing we have. We have information, not much at all, but we, Hunter and I, need rest. We need to. You can see Zoe's eyes are like bulging. Her head hurts so bad trying to see everything, trying to process everything. She's like,
No, seriously, I'm not leaving this light unless you also have a light.
So it's like, and Nightshade quirks an eyebrow for a minute, and it's like, you're both coming with me. You're both under arrest.
You have a light. Why are we
So, and with that, both of you feel a tiny pinprick on the sides of your necks.
Are you kidding me?
shit.
And the world swims and goes dark for you both.
Comedic effect.
They're the reason why I don't need a soundboard, folks. The sound effects out of that one. But
Honestly, I'm trying to up my role-playing game a little bit, so whatever I can do, whatever I can. I actually have glasses to take off, so that's good.
But we are going to shift focus to Riley Thompson and Midnight Crow. An indeterminate amount of time has passed. Both of you feel as though you have been asleep for very, very long. You feel stiff, but not in pain. Your skin feels as though it were wrapped in an itchy wool sweater, but otherwise you feel no discomfort. You both open your eyes at the same time to see the familiar sight of the Bureau's infirmary. And sitting across the room is Red Stag, silently staring at the both of you.
Y'all are on a lot of morphine.
This is not how I was intending to meet up again. But you're here, and that can only mean one thing. We fucked up.
No shit, Sherlock.
That is probably the biggest understatement I have heard probably in the last decade. It was literally supposed to be a milk run. And Red Stag takes off his glasses and is pinching the bridge of his nose. Investigate, locate, and capture or destroy. That was literally your the only thing you needed to do. And somehow, you ended up in the Potomac?
Probably wouldn't believe me if I told you that we were being followed.
Oh, I believe you. But I'm wondering why you tried to go over the Potomac if you're being chased.
Well, it was not due to our wanting. It was more of a case of it was the only option I could see that would allow us to get away from our pursuers.
And instead of get away, you did. But
Just not.
we can do a debriefing later. How are you both feeling?
Gee.
And again, you both aren't in pain. If anything, you guys are surprisingly in good shape.
Can Riley sit up? Like, is she able to sit up?
Yep, you can sit up just fine.
Can I, like, stand up and get up?
You can also do the same. So, well, it appears that both of you aren't suffering any ill effect. We had to improvise a bit. Because, well, when one has every bone in your body broken, doesn't do great things for your health.
What do you mean, improvise?
So, question for you too.
Yo.
What emotions are going through Riley and Midnight at this time?
Anger.
Confusion. And anger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Crow, as you're trying to piece together what exactly is going on, again, your brain is slowly like waking up because it's felt like you've been asleep for a long time, and suddenly you feel uncharacteristically angry at the situation, at not getting answers right off the bat.
Okay.
And Riley, you're very much similar state. Your brain is still trying to boot up, and you feel, while you're righteously angry, your mind is having trouble putting pieces together as you realize, Riley, this room feels familiar, but you've never been in this room. Which is adding to your confusion.
Okay.
I'm going to say again, this time, since I'm uncharacteristically angry, through gritted teeth. What do you mean, improvised?
Your injuries were very extensive. And, well, you both did exceptionally well at pulling through to the point where then a bystander found you along the banks of the Potomac, battered, bruised, and bloody as you were. We were put in a position in which that the only chance to save either of your lives was to bring forward one of the more obscure artifacts from the vault.
What the fuck did you do to us?
What? I'm gonna look down at my arms.
They're
Are they my
there.
arms? Are my arms my arms, or do I have arms?
Yeah,
Your legs are gone too.
As far as you guys can perceive, your bodies are your own. But Red Stag holds up a hand. Is like, we use the artifact to accelerate your healing process. It required quite extensive amounts
Excuse
of
me.
surgery, and then once we at least had your bones in a halfway acceptable state, we utilized the artifact TB721, also known as the Crystal of Heart, to accelerate your healing and strengthen your your life force enough to put you back together, so to speak.
Do I know what that is?
To your knowledge, you've heard that there was some big heart type artifact recovered at some point in the last couple months, but that was all you've heard about it. So, the only other bit of the only other bit of information you know about it was that it was recovered from some way backwoods hospital, essentially, in the Appalachians, that some experiments were going on in. But other than that, you're in the dark.
So let me get this straight. You used an artifact that you don't want anyone else to use on us to what end?
Well, other than saving your lives, to also... Excuse me.
Bless you.
But,
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you.
But to keep you both in decent condition to carry on your investigation.
You still want us on this?
Say again?
You still want us on this case?
Well, yes, Crow. Because part of the problem is I don't have any other personnel to spare. You well know that every life of the Bureau is precious. We are the few who protect the many. But, so, not to mention, it would be wasteful to let you both perish needlessly. Luckily, Operative Nightshade stumbled across your fellow investigators after they were both left behind.
Where are they now?
They're in containment.
For one of them, I can understand that, but for the other, why are they in containment exactly?
Because
What exactly is containment?
Riley is at this moment that you feel like a little niggling, and containment comes up in your head as one of the deeper parts of the Bureau, where individuals who are suspected of being affected by the invisible arts, or who may have potential destructive capabilities, are placed for observation and or interrogation. Again, you have never been to containment, but this information comes readily. And Crow, this is common information to you because you've been down there quite a few times in your travels.
You've been in containment before.
They, if everything that they have said is to be believed, had a run-in with Dr. Von Braun. And a hint. And survived.
A hint?
A hint of what?
That's
Like, did they have some spice or some
That's-
other thing?
that's not that kind of hint.
I suppose you could say you'd need a hint.
A hint. A hint is a very powerful entity. One that prowls the nights and prowls reflections. And has a love for hunting the unsuspecting, causing them great fear and despair, feeding off that, before finally shredding them with shards of broken glass.
Are you trying to tell me they not only came into contact with Von Braun himself, but they came into contact with a hint
Indeed.
at the same time?
Indeed. And they survived. That, Mr. Crow, is why they are in containment. There are too many unanswered variables.
I mean, to be fair, this entire so-called case and investigation has too many unknown variables that people do not want to answer.
We've tried speaking with numerous people in relation to the Bureau, but no one wants to give up any information. I can understand where you're coming from, and I can understand your anger. Quite frankly, I'm quite pissed off myself. We've gotten nothing but backlash from the Bureau, even though we're supposed to be conducting an investigation. Can you tell me why that is, Stag?
So, and Stag is looking at you both, and he adjusts his glasses. It's like, both of you need to calm down.
I'll calm down when I get my goddamn answers.
I will calm down when I can get back on this case. We've got a job to do.
No, both of you
And
need
and I need my entire team out of containment.
And that's when Red Stag stands up, and he's looking very intently at both of you. He's like, both of you, be silent.
Ooh.
I need you both to stop, take a breath, and calm down, and tell me exactly what each of you is feeling. It is important.
I'm going to tell you, Stag, that I am angry. I think anything else would be repeating myself.
Miss Thompson?
And I feel like you've been using me as one of your side experimental projects. What exactly did you do to us? And don't tell me what you just told me.
Miss Thompson, you were going to ask a question earlier, and then you stopped asking the question halfway through. You were going to ask me what containment was. Is that correct?
I was.
Why did you stop asking? Crow. What are the three major gangs that work in the DC area? So, the Capones and what other two? And Crow, to your mind, you immediately call up that the Provinci gang and then the Thompson gang are the two other major factions.
That's easy. The Provinci and the Thompson gang. Wait. I don't know.
Because I know that.
I need you both to take another breath and try to calm down.
What have you done to us?
And this is the point where we hear a very small knock at the door before in comes a very familiar to Crow, and thus becomes very familiar to Riley. A short man wearing scrubs, but wearing pretty, like, what looks to be like an elaborate set of bifocals. And you know this man as Operative Kingfisher, one of the lead researchers for this branch of the Bureau. So, is this a bad time? No. Come in. So, this is our lead researcher for the facility, as you well know, Crow. Operative
I do.
Kingfisher. It's also the one who was taking point on studying the heart crystal.
Ah, Mr. Kingfisher. What did that do? What did that do to us?
So, Kingfisher looks at both of you, and we watch him we watch as his bifocals, switch between lenses between them as he's looking at both of you. And it's like, oh, very, very interesting. Well, other than the accelerated healing, well, first, I guess I should ask, are you feeling any adverse side effects? Any sense of vertigo or pain or loss of memory?
I'm just gonna kind of look over to her and then look back at myself, and we're like, I feel itchy, but apart from that,
Perhaps a gain of memories?
yes, that as well.
I see. So that confirms some of the research that we've come across. So the heart crystal obviously is a powerful artifact of the heart, which Operative Crow would very much be well aware that out of the aspects, heart is the aspect of life, of vitality and healing and, well, not dying. So the other aspect, a little bit to its lesser extent, was that of emotion. So we utilized this to accelerate your healing process because, well, if I am to be frank, both of you were going to die. Both of you were going to die very, very slow, very painful deaths, as your entire internal organs would have hemorrhaged themselves until you stopped breathing. Every bone in your body was broken. Every single one. Which is quite an achievement. I don't think I've ever seen someone's kneecap become a hip bone.
appreciate. Shut up. I appreciate the quip, but can you? And I'm sorry. I'm unrealistically. I'm unreasonably angry, which I'm not usually. But can you please just get to the point?
So, Riley, what are your current emotions right now? Are you still unreasonably angry, or are you more?
I'm getting more angry.
Crow, you're getting angrier.
You are one!
Oh no!
You speak as one!
Oh
Oh
no!
shit.
For you are never alone!
I would very much recommend, but both of you try to calm down.
Take anger management classes.
So you're both so you're both getting what, full memories, or do you feel as though you're not yourself?
Not wholly. It feels like I'm feeling someone else's emotions. I'm not sure why I'm angry, but I am. Understandably so, but I think I'm getting to the point of where it's getting a bit too excessive.
Okay, so that would indicate that definitely you two now share a link between both of your essences, your soul, so to speak. So, although soul is a very broad and not very accurate term for what you two now share, but you two at least have some form of bridge.
An unbreakable bond, you might say.
So
I'm starting to think death would have been preferable.
You're not the only one.
and here's here's gonna be the fun part. Riley, you were thinking that, and Crow, you responded out loud to that.
Oh no! Oh
Oh shit.
Hive mind.
no!
I would hope that you would be agreeing with me because I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Well, as long as it's not contagious.
I was not talking to. She said some. She said something, right?
You are we.
Red Stag is like raising an eyebrow, like really hardcore, before looking over at Kingfisher. It's like, that was not part of your work up, Kingfisher. It's like, well, I did tell you it was a research in progress. When you're trying to translate ancient Sanskrit text to try to figure out what it actually does, I could at least be fallible for switching a few words around every once in a while. Stag. Stag is like, oh Lord, what a fucking mess.
I'll have to say that twice.
Alright.
What a fucking mess.
So they are sharing some form of mental link that is not only transferring emotion, but they read each other's thoughts now. It's like, are you both listening to everything each other is saying in your head now? Which the answer is no, you are not.
Okay. No, we're not.
Not as far as I can tell.
They say simultaneously.
But and they are both accessing one another's not memories, I think, because I don't think yet Miss Thompson can recall why Agent Crow is even in the Bureau.
I'm gonna try. See if I can recall it.
Okay. Go ahead and
Can I impose any sort of like disadvantage on that, or do I just not get any?
go ahead and roll me a D100.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
And
this will be
then
interesting.
Crow, roll me a D100.
Okay. We'll roll the 100. Let's see.
So, but
Hmm.
Riley, you think and you think in shapes and words cross your mind. So it's all very nebulous before you feel as though you feel a migraine coming on, as though you just got kicked in the head.
Ouch.
As Crow, you feel like you feel these memories try to surface unbidden, and then your training kicks in and you clamp down super hard, and we watch as Riley recoils a bit.
Oof.
Riley, you're going to take 1d3 sanity damage.
Ouch.
Okay. So I roll that, I'm assuming?
Yep.
Welcome to my life.
Oh, lovely. Well, it's fine, though.
So,
You take all 3.
Ouch.
Your brain hurts a lot.
It's fine, I got sanity to spare. For
For
now.
For now.
I like how at least 3 of us said that at the same time.
Hive mind.
Oh my god, the hive mind is real.
so Red Stag is looking expectantly, and like Kingfisher is like looking wide-eyed, and he looks like a toddler expecting a treat. And he's got a note, like he's got full on got a notebook out, and he's scribbling on it.
Oh god.
So Red Stag is like, well, you don't recall, do you?
I'm gonna kind of look at her. I'm gonna kind of look at her. I'm gonna look at the Red Stag. No, she doesn't. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna like make my way towards the door.
So, Crow. Also, you got a little bit like where Riley's got a full blown migraine. You got a little bit of a headache going on now.
I'm angry. I have a headache. I want to kick someone's teeth in. But I'm going to restrain myself.
Sounds like someone needs a nap.
I mean, Riley wants to go shoot someone
I've
right
been
now.
napping.
You need another nap.
I don't need a nap. I need to find you.
I'm here. It's fine. I've been arrested. Again.
This
Again.
Kingfisher. This is a right mess. Oh, but Kingfisher's like, oh yes, totally a mess, but it's a very interesting, and very informative mess.
Informative mess. That sounds like something I would expect to come out of Hunter. Not about one of our own operatives.
But God, the possibilities. We could have an entire task force linked this way, Can you imagine the sheer efficiency of not having to talk? Or there's so much.
Riley starts walking up to Kingfisher.
No, don't. Trust me. Not worth
Are the
it.
thoughts being projected? Is the
Yes.
murder being projected into Crow's brain?
Red Stag kind of picks grabs Kingfisher by the back of the collar and pulls him back. Is like,
No.
you, son, need to figure out a way to dampen us.
TK, Mike.
So and Kingfisher's like, dampen it? Why? This could be revolutionary. They could
Why?
the ability to
Why we should dampen it? Would you like me to show you physically why we should dampen it?
Can I try?
Science.
Can I try this?
Monster.
Can I step between Fisher and Riley? Just
Oh, this is gonna be good.
can I try and step between Riley and King and Fisher just so that
you step between them.
yes, trust me, this is worth it.
Yeah, and then and Red Stag is like, everybody, just simmer down. Kingfisher, you need to find a way to dampen this, because otherwise these two are going to absolutely lose what shreds of sanity they have left, because one person is supposed to have one voice in their heads. Having more than that is not healthy. You,
It's
of
a
all
bit
people,
too late
should know
now.
that. Kingfisher is like, oh my, yeah, that could be a problem.
Hunter, I think I found your husband.
Oh my.
You forget this is America in the 1920s. That won't end well. We'll both be dead.
Well, I could certainly try to work on it. And Red Stack is like, you are going to work on it. It's going to be one of the top things on your list, because if this continues and I lose not one but two operatives because you failed to mention side effects, I am personally going to see you through the Tartarus Protocol, and I am going to enjoy it immensely.
Uh-oh.
Which, at that moment, both of you, for reference, the Tartarus Protocol comes to mind, which is getting locked in a very small cell and essentially electroshock therapy until they forget why they're there, and then they are left there imprisoned for the rest of their lives.
What the fuck? That is cruel and unusual punishment.
Nobody should be in that small room.
And
It's illegal.
and my methods were heinous.
So, just in Red Stack is just like, just work on it, Kingfisher. Just know that I will be very displeased. The directorship will be displeased if you fail to do this. And if you ever leave a side effect out of your reports again, I'll find a different lead researcher, because I'm going to have one. Sorry, lots of screeching children outside.
Almost sounds like a bird.
So, but with that, Kingfisher's like, I'll come back. Like we watch as he turns around and zips out the door, and the door slams behind him. And Red Stag is just, he looks tired. An apology is owed to you both. It was meant to just put you both back together. At worst, it was meant to... It was going to let each other feel emotions, but apparently it is a lot stronger than research led us to believe.
Sounds like the case with a lot of artifacts.
I'm just gonna kind of think. I'm just gonna think. I've heard this 5,000 different times. I'm gonna try and like think this over to Scythe. I'm just gonna be like, I think I've heard this 5,000 times. Now if I hear it again, I'm going to shoot someone. And I'm not sure if that's because of you, or if it's I've gotten to that point.
Oh, and Riley would reply, "Oh, I just want to bash his teeth in."
That sounds... God fucking hell.
I have an automaton as well. And this is why we don't need a soundboard. It's me.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for the moment.
Yeah, but Red Stag is like...
Drink water after that.
I don't recall agreeing to any of this.
Well, unfortunately, no, you don't have a choice. Because if you can access his knowledge, it means that you are now a security risk.
You're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting.
Honestly, I don't know what to think anymore because somehow, in the span of a month, we have had artifacts go missing, a person of interest drop off the map, a Class 6 artifact lost in the wild that has the potential to enslave half the country, and now this. I don't know what to think. All I know is that at this point, we need to enact Lionheart Protocol.
Lionheart.
For both Miss Thompson and your two companions if they check out of containment.
I say again, shit.
I could bring out the third instrument I have that completes
No.
the dice.
No, not yet. Save it for
Oh,
later.
wait. Oh, wait. After the
We
break.
we just breached our first hour. Save something for a little later.
It's fine.
For now,
It's a secret to everybody.
I have to submit a report to the directorship, and both of you need to get rest.
Do you have a shooting range?
We do. Don't
Join you.
shoot Kingfisher. He might be the only one that we have that can possibly unbugger your situation.
Can I shoot him after he's done unbuggering our situation?
No, you cannot.
In his leg?
Quite
He can
frankly-
still use his hands.
You really can.
Quite frankly, I'm highly considering him putting him into a one of those newfangled whatchamacallits, mass
Wheelchairs?
accelerator. I don't know. R&D is strange. They keep working on things, but both of you need to get rest. I want you both, though, to record the effects of this procedure and figure out its limitations. But,
Keep a shared thought journal.
With all hope, in the next few days, we can all go back to work. For now, I have a report to write.
That's not me this time.
This time.
This time.
Christ, those are the
Oh my
loudest
God.
kids ever. Thank you, Princess Dina, for the follow.
You're not helping.
But, yeah, dear, would you be so kind as to shut that door?
It's awful annoying.
With that, we're going to pan away from the now entwined duo. And instead, we are going to go to containment. Deeper down into the bowels of the Suppression Bureau.
In the deep down, dark deep down?
Oh.
Zoe and Hunter, you both find yourselves in separate cells. Hunter, you're not enthused at all because it's smaller than the room that you originally kept in.
I'm incredibly upset about this.
On top of this is your second visit to containment.
I am still incredibly upset about this.
But it's been a couple days since when Nightshade found you.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me.
And the days, you don't know what time it is. You don't know how long it's actually been. It just feels like it's been days. Because the only in and out that you have seen has either been various men in scrubs or investigators in to interrogate both of you about what you were doing and your interaction with Von Braun and the hint that you both encountered. So
I do have one question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a light in my cell?
There is.
Does it ever turn off?
So, it does not.
Okay.
But the main thing, though, is that it is a singular light bulb. Uno light bulb. That's how small this room is.
Is there a chair situated directly underneath it?
There's a chair and a table. We're talking like classic interrogation room.
I am sitting on top of that table at all times.
Predicted it.
But for Hunter, there is a knock upon the door again.
I squint at it and don't move from my seat upon top of the table. I squint at it, trying to see if it opens, because I still don't have my glasses.
The door opens, and in comes... You hear the footsteps of someone entering the room before the door closes. And a voice clears. Mr. Wallace, it's Red Stag.
Oh, hi. How's it going? You probably shouldn't stand on the floor. There's shadows down there. That's a bad time.
We are very, very safe here. And he walks into the light, and he holds something towards you. Here, these might make your time a little bit more bearable.
I squint, get about 3 inches away from his hand with my face.
It's a pair of glasses.
I grab them and put them on my face. And
The room
lean
comes
back.
back into focus, and while the area, obviously the area below the light bulb is the most well lit, there's nothing, like, the corners of the room are dim. They're not shadowy. It's just that they look shadowy to your vision because you couldn't see anything.
Okay, that's slightly better. Slightly better.
Better? So,
Yes, slightly. Yes.
alright.
I would like to not be in the tiny room again.
Well, unfortunately, you have to stay here for a little while longer.
God damn it.
So, Red Stag pulls the chair and he sits upon it. It's like, Mr. Wallace, I don't think you understand how odd your situation is.
I mean, I have an idea.
Okay, well, tell me your idea then.
It's real fucked.
Apt. Why?
Why do I need to explain why? You already know why.
Yes, but I need to know if you know why.
Last night, I was chased through the streets of this godforsaken city, which I really don't like, by the way. Fuck the East Coast, man. God. I was chased through the streets of this city by a shadowy demon spider thing. The fact that I know what the fuck it was is even more horrifying.
And how do you know what it was?
I don't know. I just know things now. It's weird.
Have you always known things?
I mean, yeah, but, you know, you usually have to read books and shit.
Was this something that you read in a book?
No. No, it wasn't. And that's why it's horrifying.
Tell me about your encounter with Dr. Von Braun.
I don't trust that fucker. For a couple of reasons. One, he shows up out of fucking nowhere after I'm chased by demon spider hinty thingamabobber cluey boy. We have a very short conversation. And then he disappears into thin air. Thin air. Poof. Gone.
And what was your short conversation with him about?
He said that he was innocent, that's what they all say. I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. And I don't know if you know this. I think it's pretty obvious because I can't throw shit. You see these arms? These are bones with sleeves.
Was that all he discussed with you?
For the most part, yeah. He also said he would meet us again, and that it was fate that we met at 3 a.m. in front of the fucking White House.
So
I don't know about you, but fate is bullshit.
I have learned that fate is meaningless.
Exactly, it's bullshit.
But so did he know who you were before?
Yeah, he fucking did. And I don't like that.
And you've never met Dr. Von Braun
No,
beforehand.
I didn't even know what the bastard looked like. You know, I don't have anything against Germans, but that one, I don't like that German specifically. I'm sure the German people in general are nice, but fuck that guy.
You are one of the rare few who would say that, after the Great War.
I try not to make sweeping generalizations about people who went to battle for a stupid reason.
But was there anything else? Any clues as to where he is going? Any clues of what he is? Any clues of where has he gone? Do you know when he's going to come back to meet you?
He didn't say when. He didn't say how. I'm assuming he's gonna do that weird poofy thing, pop out of the ground like a fucking mole or something again.
At that moment, he rises from the ground.
They popped out of the snow like daisies. I don't know. It's like a great pumpkin or some bullshit. I don't like that man. I don't like him. You mentioned something about a passenger in my brain case? I don't like that either.
Do you have a passenger?
No. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Do you have a voice in there talking to you?
Doesn't everybody?
Other than your own?
I mean, yeah, doesn't everybody?
Was it always there?
I mean, on and off.
And
I don't like that blinking thing you just did. I don't like that at all. I'm stuck in this room forever now, aren't I? Fuck.
And what does this voice tell you?
Well, you do have a little bit of a whisper problem in one of the hallways, talking about fire and steel and stuff, and yeah. So you should probably check that out. Crow mentioned it was like towards the vaults or something. I don't know. I don't know what. I'm assuming that's where you guys keep all the artifacts and junk.
You're sensitive to the presence of artifacts.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. They talk about shit. It's weird. I don't like it.
Interesting. You will be here for a little while longer, but
God damn it.
But Mr. Wallace, you will be safe here. There's going to be a trial to come ahead, but after which you won't have anything else to fear.
I want to believe you.
That's not ominous.
I really want to believe that. But hope doesn't get you very far.
No, but believe me when I say that this is not based on hope. Mr. Wallace, we will be back soon. I encourage you to try to get some rest. There will be no more interviews, no more poking and prodding.
Thank God.
So, but I encourage you, you need to rest.
How long have I been in here?
It's been about 2 days since Agent Nightshade has brought you in.
I don't like her either. She's rude.
She was very beside herself, thinking that you were working hand in hand with Dr. Von Braun.
Yeah, she got real upset when I told her that I wasn't, gonna leave the light because of the fucking hints, and yeah. She also didn't have a light, which is a really terrible idea, apparently, in this town.
So, we'll discuss more of that later.
Can I have a clock?
I will arrange to have one brought down.
Thanks, because time has no meaning anymore, and I don't like that either.
Alright, I will have one sent. For now, I need to go speak to Miss Zimmerman.
As long as she's okay. I made sure she got out of there safe, so, That's one achievement, aside from the whole, burning everything to the ground accidentally from a book that you didn't intend to build shit from and then built shit from anyway.
So, believe me, it will make sense eventually. Do you want me to leave the light on?
Oh, always. Don't turn it off. If you turn it off, I'm literally gonna die.
Huh.
Noted. I'll send someone down with the clock.
Thank you.
And with that, Red Stag taps on the door and is let out of the room. Zoe, you're not sure how much time has passed.
Yeah, no.
But you have been interrogated, you have been poked, you have been prodded. It has been, honestly, a really long and mortifying process.
Mm-hmm.
But you are alone, sitting at the table with the light bulb hanging over it, and then you hear a knocking upon the door.
I jump because I'm literally jumping at shadows. I'm not as bad sitting on the table, but it's like...
It's in the corner of the room.
Yeah, even with my glasses on, it's like, ugh, what the...
If I sit in the corner, no one can sneak up on me.
Move the table into the corner.
Yeah, I probably pull... Are the chairs bolted to the ground or anything?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I pull my chair to the short end of the table so that I'm facing the door. My back is absolutely to the other wall. But I'm still like looking around at either corner like, ugh. What the fuck was that?
Yep. The door opens and enters Red Stag. Mrs. Zimmerman.
Hello.
And he quirks an eyebrow at seeing the table not at the center of the room anymore.
Oh yeah, the table is still in the center. I'm just at the short end.
Okay. So I hope that you have been somewhat comfortable.
As long as my back's to the wall, I'm fine. As long as I can see most of the room. Otherwise, I jump at every other shadow. I don't know what he saw. I want to help him. To be honest, Riley and, or should I say Miss Thompson and Midnight Crow, don't seem to be the type to believe in much of the supernatural. Well, perhaps Crow has. I'm so sorry. I'm just probably
breath.
see that her hair's all frazzled and
Take a
out of
breath,
everything.
Mrs. Zimmerman. You are safe here.
Mm.
This is one of the safest places in the world.
Mm.
We need to talk about what has happened. And most notably, we need to talk about Dr. Von Braun.
Yeah, he didn't share much, but he believes that if he's telling the truth, he believes that whoever stole the Red Scepter was higher up in the chain of command than he was. I don't know who is higher than he is, honestly. I answered to him. I had no idea there was anybody higher. Would I have? I don't think so.
No, as far as you know, Zoe,
Yeah.
is just that academically you answered to him because he's the one who arranged the academic meeting.
Yep.
But you also feel like he wasn't talking about academics and he was saying that.
Yeah.
But so what exactly did Mr. Von Braun talk to you about?
He seemed to know a lot about Mr. Hunter. He seemed to know a lot about him, and I don't understand. We've never met. Only Dr. Von Braun and I have met. And I don't know. He didn't say much, honestly. just that he knew what hints were, whatever those are, and he knew about Hunter's passenger. I don't. I was honestly, I was a passenger. I was so close to him. I was afraid and lost. And that thing about the glasses and reflections.
Yes, it was a most terrifying situation that you had.
Indeed. To start the night flying out of the back of a. We were going to find a place to rest, someplace safe where we could sleep for the night and then tackle this in the morning. But I don't know if we hit a pothole or if somebody rammed us. I don't know. All I know is 1 minute I was sleeping almost comfortably in the back of the car. The next, I was flying around with Hunter, literally. We landed in a bush. It was quite, and then to have to make the trip into town was very frustrating and scary. And
it was a very stressful night.
indeed,
You were very fortunate. A hint, because I know that you, with the way you are, you probably won't rest until you know what it is.
Definitely not. Especially if I can be able to help Hunter anyway. I feel that if I help Hunter, I could help everyone else. He won't just be the only one who can know about or perhaps even see what's going on. I can at least back him up and say, it's true, it's right over there, or yes, I know about that creature, it's run.
But a hint is a creature from the northern Europe. At least that's where it was documented, but it has been known to wander. So we're not sure how many exist out in the wild, but they are creatures of shadow and reflections. You don't ever see a hint. You only merely see the reflection of one. You see the shadows upon the wall, and most of the time, that's already too late. They feed upon the despair of humans, despair and fear, and then when they are ripe, they murder the person, generally leaving only shreds. So, but Mr. Wallace's quick thinking and knowledge on the subject saved you.
My jaw drops open and you hear the creaking of a chair as I scoot literally against the wall. The eyes are just darting everywhere.
You don't have to worry about one getting in here. The bureau itself is well warded against such creatures.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to sleep again, honestly. That's horrifying. It's a wonder Hunter sleeps. Why am I using his first name?
But,
You don't know that.
True.
You don't know if he sleeps. He might. He might not. You don't know. You've never seen it actually happen properly. He'd look to be asleep, but you don't really know.
Very true.
But Dr. Von Braun acted as though he knew who Hunter was.
Yes.
Did Dr. Von Braun mention anything else?
No, it's just he knew about hints. He knew where to stand, which Oddly enough, I'm shocked nobody found us sooner because we were almost yelling at each other across the street.
Time in the city, especially in the dark of the night, tends to do odd things. But Dr. Von Braun didn't mention where he was going,
Oh no.
didn't mention what he was doing.
No, in fact, he thought I would be in Boston. I don't know why.
Interesting. Miss Zimmerman. So, firstly, know that all of your companions are alive.
That was going to be my next question.
Each dealing with their trials in their own way. However, the situation has drastically complicated.
I imagine so.
As such, there will be a test of sorts coming in a few days.
I hope we are done with the needles. I do not like them.
You will not be poked or prodded any further.
Ugh.
There will be no more investigators down here to interrogate you. Because I believe you. I believe that you have no clue what the angle of Dr. Von Braun is. I don't think you've entirely processed what has happened that night.
I doubt it. A lot has happened and it's taking time to sort through.
But, we will have a further discussion later on. You will need to wait here for a little while longer.
All right.
We need to ensure that there is no complications from your encounter. But after that, we'll bring you all together and I will explain the next step.
What kind of complications should I expect?
Dr. Von Braun is a known user of the invisible arts. We need to ensure that he hasn't done anything untoward towards yourself or Mr. Wallace. Things that might linger.
I go paler if at all possible.
I can't really tell you what we are looking for, because if I were, then you may attempt to hide said thing, or you may not, or you may exhibit that out of some subconscious habit.
All right.
It's very unlikely, but we need to play it safe.
Could you possibly... All right, out of character question real quick.
Yes.
Were there like puzzle books in the 1920s?
I don't know.
To check.
Let me Google that for you.
I'm Googling it already.
I tried, but I found a bunch of puzzle books about the 1920s, but...
I mean,
There looks like there were kinds of crossword puzzle books.
it would probably just be crosswords.
The first crossword puzzle book was published in 1924.
That's awesome.
So, this year.
You're right.
Hey,
They're brand new. It's this whole newfangled thing. You're very interested.
But
Could you possibly bring a puzzle book for me? And maybe even Hunter would appreciate one. I feel taking our mind off this whole mess will perhaps make it easier to sort through later.
I will see it arranged.
Thank you.
For now, get some rest and know that you are indeed safe here.
I We'll certainly try. My nerves are still frayed, to be honest.
As expected. But nonetheless, I will see you again soon.
All right.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take our break before we move on to the next section. So we are going to be out for about 5 minutes, and then we will come back to continue on this weird rabbit hole, this weird butterfly effect of last session. All the consequences are coming crashing down.
Yeah.
So, but ladies and gentlemen, it's also at this moment that I remind you that this is part of our Extra Life charity drive. So if you check down in the doobly-doo down below, or the description, so below the stream here, you'll find a widget down there that has a Extra Life donation link, or on YouTube's, you will see down in the description a Extra Life link. Extra Life is a phenomenal charity that I'm so happy to be taking part in again this year, that raises money for sick children everywhere. It help they're a great charity that focuses on helping folks pay for things like accommodations, pay for treatments, and especially pay for entertainment while a kid is stuck in hospital. Because it's really, really important that a kid, especially one who might not entirely understand what is going on, have some method of escape from that situation and help improve their morale. But it pays for things like game systems, like puzzle books, DVDs, and include, and then also finances, paying for accommodations for their parents, paying for treatments. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful cause, and we are on the road to $1,500 raised by the end of the year. So I hope that you guys will help us in trying to reach that goal. So, but for now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go on break. We will come back in 5 minutes, so don't go too far. But this is Operation Cathedral, and we will see you very, very, very soon. And we are back.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We are heralded by the ukulele of insanity. But yes, we are back with Operation Cathedral, a Call of Cthulhu story. So yeah, we're going to jump ahead in time a little bit. It's not going to be a long time, Hunter. Someone eventually does bring you a clock. They actually bring you a couple clocks because the assumption is that you're probably going to end up tinkering with one.
Can I make a roll to turn it into something else?
You can do that with an engineering roll.
Now I have to find where that is.
He accidentally ends up making the first watch.
Oh man.
Where is it?
What's your
Mechanical repair?
Mechanical. Yeah.
Mechanical repair. Okay, this will go well.
This will go well, he says.
Regular difficulty?
Regular difficulty is just a clock.
So close.
Well,
I had a 50% chance to win that, and I still fucked it. It's because I'm only using my hands and have no tools.
yeah.
But you kept one functional clock.
Oh,
And for Zoe,
The other one's just in pieces.
Yep. For Zoe, eventually you are brought a puzzle book.
Cool.
Riley and Crow, you both, separated from one another for a while just to try to process your new link. But
okay.
now that your anger is not self-feeding on itself, you eventually settle down to feeling like more of yourselves. And you do find that distance is a way to kind of dull the sensation of the calling of random facts and information, and also you don't feel the other person's emotions as strongly. So, and where like random thoughts and whatever surface thoughts there were that you guys were receiving from one another is at least muffled with the greater distance between both of you. You both get this over the period of a day. You do get a few visits from various researchers. You document your findings, but it is the next day when you are all brought into a singular room. It's a fairly large room, but it is at the very, very bottom of the bureau. Hunter and Zoe, as you get brought to the elevator, you do encounter Crow and Riley waiting on the elevator with Red Stag and what seems to be two very burly enforcers present. Each enforcer wearing a odd silver bracelet and a police baton. Or I guess it would be a nightstick in this era.
Yep. It's just a stick.
Stick.
This is a stick painted black.
So, and then you are brought upon this elevator. And when I say elevator, this is like a freight elevator.
Oh, jeez.
So it's a fairly sizable elevator. So, but Red Stag is like, all right. So I will, both of you will come with me, and we are going to go down for your trial. No harm will come to you. But you both need to come with me.
Do we have to take the elevator?
Yes, it is the only way down.
Why don't you have stairs? That's a fire hazard.
Security reasons.
Could I make a spot hidden to sort of investigate what the bracelets are?
No. Instead, roll occult.
Okay. I don't have well, it's bad, but it's not horrible.
Would I know what those are? Or...
Oh, Crow, you are very well aware what those are.
Right. Okay. Never mind.
Does that mean would I know what they are?
Roll to probe.
Oh God. Yeah, because this is gonna go so well.
Do I?
And
I'm gonna.
I think for hold on, how's this normally? For this, you're going to roll power.
Oh, so I roll a power roll.
Yeah, you
okay.
roll a power roll.
At regular difficulty?
Crow, roll me a d20 real quick.
D20, gotcha.
Roll it at hard difficulty.
At hard? Okay. Nope.
You recall nothing. Crow, you note that you do feel the probe a little bit, but you kind of just mentally swat it away.
No.
Water hand in your head. Back off.
But
Get out of here.
Yeah. And still, I need a occult roll from Zoe.
Yeah, regular or hard or.
It will be hard since you're not able to look up close and personal.
Nope.
Nope. You have no idea. You just know that the bracelets look very strange. So, we'll message Devil real quick with the results. But Crow is like, we took the elevator, and the elevator is the only way down there because for security reasons.
That's a fire risk.
There's nothing down there to burn.
So you say that.
Then don't set anything on fire, then.
I don't set things on fire on purpose. It just happens.
Okay,
Well,
okay. Hold on. We know you don't set things on fire on purpose. However, if things were to suddenly spontaneously combust, then this could be considered a fire hazard. For now, though, there are stairs, just not here. And where we're going, there is no risk of a fire hazard.
I don't believe you, but okay.
I don't think you've tried hard enough.
Exactly. Electrical fires, those are a thing.
I'm going to turn to Red
You're in a
Stag. This is what I
literal
had to be.
electrical fire death trap.
I'm going to turn to Red Stag. This is what I've been having to deal with.
Oh, I'm aware.
Red Stag's like, yes, I've been dealing with it far longer than you have.
I'm gonna go up and take Hunter's hand and say, "Come on, the faster we do this, the faster we get down there."
Hey, but if it sets on fire, it's not my fucking fault.
I don't like the idea much either.
There's no fire. There
Remember?
will be no fire.
Basements.
Are there any shadows ever at all? Because if there are, he's gonna have a very quiet panic attack in the corner.
It's a freight elevator. There is a light at the top. The corners are a little bit dark, but you do see the occasional light as another floor passes.
Okay.
Do we have our things? Like, would I have my purse?
No, you
Ah.
do not.
All right.
Everything was taken from you.
Do I
got
have my
2
bra
platinum that
shiv?
was taken from
No,
me in
no,
another
no,
game.
no.
Damn. Okay.
So, we have this scene of just going down the elevator, and we watch as floor after floor go by. And you get the sense of, wait, how deep is this? As
That's what she
it
said.
almost seems ridiculous. It's almost like we should not be able to go down this deep.
It's at this point you hear Zoe say very quietly, "Fuck," and just close her eyes because she does not like going down.
Has anybody got a pack of cards? Might be here a while.
Down.
I might if I had my purse.
But
I say with my eyes closed tightly.
I've got clock parts. I just have them in my pocket.
Are those in your pocket with all your other ball
Yes.
bearings and?
Yes, it is.
you only have the clock parts.
I have clock parts. That's all I have. They took all the rest of my things. I need those ball bearings back, by the way, Red Stag.
We will discuss it.
I wouldn't mind getting my purse back either.
We will. Everybody be calm. We will discuss that after.
We're still going down. I'm starting to feel not so calm.
Everything is all right. Once again, this is the safest place. One of the safest places in the world. And it's about a good 15 minutes on this elevator going downwards.
Pressed against the wall, eyes tightly shut.
So
Don't want to know anymore.
before finally you come to the bottom. The air is cool because it's deep underground. But the last light comes up, and the doors to this freight elevator clatter open to see a very long tiled hallway with a simple steel door at the end. So, Red Stag urges everybody out of the elevator. So it's like, all right. Take everybody step out of the elevator. Do not walk down the hall yet.
Apparently, chat's having a hard time hearing you, John.
I'm trying. This new mic setup is being a pain in the ass.
Turn up your general sensitivity with it.
I can't. It doesn't have that setting.
I'm talking in your sound settings.
Let's see here.
This is why I like Discord, because you can fuck with all the sensitivity. For everyone.
Uh-huh.
Because I know I'm loud. And I know all of y'all probably would prefer to have me on 2%.
Nah, you're good in mine, so.
See, you say that now.
I listen to
Give it
loud
time.
music. I listen to loud music all the time. My eardrums are permanently damaged now.
Yeah, mine might be on their way.
Try that. That's hella loud in my ear now.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Yeah, it's one of those things I'm gonna work through. I might just need to get a stand for a boom stand for this mic and bring it closer. It's silly because it's picking up TK, but apparently I'm quiet.
Technology.
It might just be your settings in OBS rather than the mic itself.
Alright, well, let's just tone that up pretty super high then, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, then they can hear me screaming "fuck" in the background.
All right, but you are all. So okay,
You know,
thank
so
you,
just
chat.
OBS settings.
But you are urged off the elevator, and you're in this tiled. It's almost like a subway tunnel where it's tiled and concrete, and set inside the walls are storm lights. So, but the two enforcers close the elevator behind you while they are waiting inside. So it's just you four and Red Stag present. Alright, so here is the ordeal. You three are being given the chance to prove that you can be members of the Bureau.
Okay.
I didn't exactly sign up for that.
Well, unfortunately, normally, while this would be optional, your complications, whether that be your situation with Crow, Miss Thompson, or Mr. Wallace's proclivities, was Miss Zimmerman's proximity to Dr. Von Braun. You are all considered a security threat.
Oh.
So,
Question. What situation with Crow and Miss Riley?
We'll discuss this later.
the directorship of the Bureau has determined that you will be subjected to this exam.
Okay. Exam. What exactly does that entail?
It is a trial of sorts. One that those who do not start training in the Bureau, those who aren't brought in from other agencies, sometimes we meet exceptional individuals who need to become assets to the Bureau and prove their worth, so to speak, in a hurried manner. And so this is a test to prove that what things that go bump in the night can be handled by you. To prove that you are mentally, physically, and emotionally strong and stable enough to handle the secrets of the secret world. There's also a
Well, the job here is as good as any. I mean, I've traveled most of the Eastern Hemisphere almost all my life, so
You know, I'm really glad that somebody's positive about this because this does not sound positive.
normally this would be optional, but because of your complications and your statuses as security risks, the directorship has determined that either you pass or you fail. You are not being given the option to walk away.
But for the record, Dr. Von Braun and I were not that close. He was my supervisor. I answered to him.
And the directorship
were-
does not care.
Oh. We were associates. We weren't.
Red Stag
maybe
is
we
just
could have
giving
been
you the
friends.
look of
Shut up.
Yeah.
She does. She just. All right.
So
Let's get out of this tomb.
And I would be remiss to mention the one major side effect of this trial, which is once you do this trial, you will not be permitted to ever leave the service of the Bureau. Ever.
So technically, we become your playthings for our entire lives, however long they last.
You become members of a
It's not
worldwide organization dedicated to preventing things much, much worse from gaining power.
See, I still don't believe this whole hoodoo voodoo whatever junk is, so you're gonna have to convince me otherwise.
Well, here's your convincing. Either you pass this test, or as you go in a cell and you don't ever come back out. This is what the directorship has determined is the only option for you three.
Zoe stiffens like, oh shit.
Quite frankly, you three know too much. It has been determined.
And whose fault is that exactly?
It was never the intent for you to get this deep, Miss Thompson.
So then why am I the one being punished for something that I have no control over?
Because sometimes life just deals us a shit hand.
You don't get to pull that card on me.
Oof.
So, unfortunately, I'm pulling that card on you. Now, unless there's any other prattling to be had, I will explain what to expect, which is the one concession that I am permitted to give you all because of your circumstance. At the end of the hallway, you will see the door. It is a fairly mundane door, but to get to that door is your goal, and to get through it. You will only be given the opportunity to get through the door once. If you stop, if you turn back, or stall, you will be considered failed, and you will be, unfortunately, you will have to be permanently housed here. You will experience things. You will see things. You will hear things. You will feel things. You must be resolute. You will only be allowed to open the door once.
Is this a group thing or is this individual?
You all three will proceed together, but that is not to say your experiences will be the same.
No. What I mean is, do each of us have a chance to open the door, or is it once period?
You each will be permitted to open the door.
Okay.
All I can do is wish you all the best of luck. And I'm sorry it had to come to this.
If I fail, don't throw me in a cell. Just kill me.
Noted. With that, Red Stag backs up to the elevator, and he gestures down the hall. Be resolute.
Because of the emotion thing, Crow, you're probably feeling just seething hatred right now. That's
Yeah,
probably all you feel.
And you're just feeling like solemn sympathy.
Just a gentle pat on the head. like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I guess Riley will go first.
Follow.
Definitely.
No point in waiting, huh?
None at all.
Okay.
Do you think if we just run down the hall?
Eh, we could try, but it doesn't sound like running will be much of an option.
I suppose it also depends on how long the hall is, because I don't know about you, but I'm not super fit.
It's about 100 yards.
Yeah, I can't run that far.
Riley could,
If she had to.
if
She
she
doesn't want
wanted
I
to.
bet.
No, she's pissed.
Riley's fucking pissed.
Is Riley? Does Riley have any other emotions other than pissed off?
Anger.
Because that just seems to be. Yeah, that just seems to be a constant.
It's
You're
just
gonna find out
different-
here in a hurry.
Yeah.
It's just different. It's anger prepared multiple ways. This one's been braised. This one's been baked. This one's been battered and deep fried.
She didn't used to always be angry.
Yeah, something tells me that.
That's her secret, Crow. Riley's always angry.
But yeah,
Okay.
let's get this over with.
Let's get this
Oh,
shit
God.
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
are you guys running, walking? How are you proceeding?
I'm gonna walk.
I'm
Eh.
just walking like I have a mission on hand.
Walking through the valley of the shadow of death.
Yeah, I am also walking, but I also feel like this is a tomb closing in, so I'm like,
We're all linking arms. We're
Okay.
off to see the wizard.
Everybody.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Everybody, roll me a D100.
Me as well, or
Not you, Crow, because you trust me, you're gonna get some rolls here, but
okay.
69.
Nice.
22. Oh, great.
You probably did the
Fucked it.
best.
Yeah.
I fucked it.
Literally.
Literally.
As
69.
you, so the big feature of this hallway is that it is a tiled hallway, and it's about 100 yards to get to the iron door. These tiles are maybe 5 feet in size, or no, let's just call them a yard. So there are 100 tiles there. As you step onto the first tile into this hallway, each of you feel something. So for Hunter, the whispers in the back of your head, the gravelly voice, starts to mumble quite a bit. And whatever it is like, oh my.
Is it an interested, like, hey, this is kind of neat, or like, oh shit, or is it like, oh hey, nice?
Yes.
Fuck! I don't
Yes.
like that. I don't like the thought of this creepy ass voice in the back of my head being like, hey, that's interesting, and also not very great for you, but I'm into it. Fuck that.
But
Ooh, tasty.
And-
Tasty.
for you, Hunter, it feels like almost like you've walked into a freezer. It's very cold. And that's what comes to mind, is that it is cold. So cold. For Riley, again, you feel a little bit of something as you cross onto this first tile. But then, for you, it almost sounds like music. Familiar music. Familiar music from a time long ago while you were still serving the Thompsons. And it's starting to stir very, very non-pleasant memory. For Zoe, your step into this first tile is heralded by heat.
Oh, shit.
The crushing feeling of the oppressive desert sun. You smell that dry desert sand on the air. And feel out of place. Everybody roll me sanity.
Regular roll.
Regular roll.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
Oh fuck.
I know too much. Like I said, it's the voice in the back of my head being way too excited about the whole situation.
All right, I got that. Oops. Oops, what the heck? Okay. Oh, shit.
Oh no, guys.
On the bright
Alright.
side, you had regular fail.
Oh, wait, though. I did that on hard. Should I redo that?
Oh, that is
yes.
on hard.
Yeah.
That was an accident.
And then Hunter, you may push your
Alright.
roll if you would like.
Ooh, nice.
Would
It's
you
a
like to
critical.
push your roll, Hunter?
Wait, let's have a little look. Hold on. I think you could.
Okay, you succeed.
Yeah.
Oh, you okay there, Zoe? What's going on?
I think she's accidentally typing in the chat.
I am so sorry.
You're fine.
I'm
But
trying to be visible on camera and work on my tablets, and I am. I was just trying to see what Hunter rolled. Remember, but I'm doing weird
I got
shit.
a
So.
success. I rolled 32.
so
Okay.
the strangeness.
I am sorry. Gosh dang it.
Just relax.
Deep breaths.
The strangeness of this hallway washes over you, and you know this is not normal. There's nothing normal about this experience for each of you, whether it be the voice in the back of Hunter's head, the trip back down old memories for Riley, or the crushing desert heat for Zoe. But for now, things don't seem horrible. Do you take the next step?
Absolutely.
Cat.
Kitty. I like kitty.
Good luck, Cat.
Ow.
Cat is rubbing on you for good luck.
Ah, that,
Lucky cat. Lucky cat.
Yep.
He's a lucky penny.
But you,
yes, he is a lucky penny.
you all take your next step. And for Hunter, the voice in your head goes oddly quiet as you start to hear the sound of hammer on metal. Of creation. Something being built. And you turn your head as you catch the vision of something moving out of the corner of your eye. And you see yourself working on something. Riley, visions come to you as well as the music starts to become more discordant, and you start to see shapes of men in suits, of mobsters starting to approach you, wanting something from you. Zoe, your next step, you start to feel the harsh desert wind bring up sand, and it feels like it's dragging against your skin. You feel sand going down your blouse. You feel like you're not walking in a hallway, but like you're walking on sand dunes. And it feels very disorienting. And it's so hot. So very, very hot. Do you take the next step?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Your next steps abruptly stop the visions you were having beforehand.
All right.
And suddenly, each of you suffer vertigo as the world seems to turn topsy-turvy. And whereas it was memories that had been surfacing before, now you see shadowy shapes at the edge of each of your visions. So from each of you, I need a dexterity roll to see if you keep your balance.
Regular difficulty?
Regular difficulty.
Okay.
Would you like to push your roll, Riley?
I'm gonna use 12 luck points to succeed.
That's a lot of luck.
Okay. Riley, you stumble a bit, but you do right yourself. And each of you can see very narrowly around you. You are in the hallway, and you can tell that you've moved at least 3, 4, 5 yards. Definitely a lot it feels like you've come a lot further than those 3 steps you have taken. But you cannot see from whence you came. You cannot see where you are going, and you see shapes. So many shapes dancing amongst the edge of your vision. Sanity check.
Oh shit.
Me too, yeah.
Yes, you do as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Zoe, do you want to push your roll?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Oof. Thank goodness.
My team.
Zoe, you feel that well of fear, of terror grip you for a moment, but you quickly get on top of it.
Okay.
You all take... Yeah, so...
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So...
Yeah, we all take the next step. And I'm like, okay, that was certainly odd, but
And
Nothing too new. My vision is shit. There's stuff always dancing around the sides. Honestly.
and Zoe's talking, but Hunter and Riley cannot hear. The only thing is you in the hallway.
I'm not paying attention to them anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I was honestly just talking to myself, trying to pep talk myself a little bit. Like, been there, done that.
Do you continue to walk? Do you run? Do you sprint? Do you just take the next step?
I
Keep
continue
walking.
at the same pace.
Okay.
Same. I want to be prepared.
And then Hunter, are you going at the same pace?
Yeah, keep walking.
You take
Tackle
the
this
next,
one square at a time.
You take the next step. And I need a D100 from everybody again.
Oh!
I don't know if that's good or bad though, is the problem.
In
Same.
Cthulhu, a 1 is a critical success.
That's true.
Oh god. You take
Why?
your next step. And for Hunter, we'll tackle Riley last here, in this case.
Boy.
For Hunter, your next step, you feel hot. You feel burning sensation crawling up your leg.
Oh, God.
You smell smoke. Zoe, your vision is filled with visions. Most importantly, at the center of your vision is the mask of the Vizier from your previous expedition. A thing that sits so tantalizingly close. But just out of reach. Riley, you feel like you've just been shot.
Oh, no.
You feel like you've been shot in the leg. And it hurts. It hurts so much. So, Riley, I need a constitution check from you. And Crow, I need a constitution check from you.
Oh, shit.
Because Crow also feels like he got shot in the leg.
Okay.
This is fine. You get shot all the time.
Jevil, do you... Jevil?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it looks like his camera froze.
Yeah. Me. And a very interesting expression on his face. as well.
Right.
Quick, somebody take a screenshot.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
Did Jevil crash?
Oh no.
Uh-uh.
Let's see. Let's check the disco.
I don't see a no. He's probably emoting at his screen right now.
Probably.
Oh no! The whole stream seems to be frozen as well. That might just be me, so I'm gonna refresh.
That might just be you.
I mean,
Still going. Let me refresh just to be safe. Yeah, it's going for me fine, so it's probably just you.
Yeah, just me. I refresh.
Oh, yep, Jeff will just drop from the call.
Oh no!
Oh
So, we'll see if he comes back here in a moment. Oh, there's
no!
it.
Oh yeah! Woohoo! Still in business.
Next to your audio.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
My internet died.
Oh god!
Oh no!
I'm glad you're alive.
Not sure what happened.
Eh,
It's okay.
my internet used to crash all the time, so.
Interweaves happen.
You were just stuck in this position.
Yeah, you look like you were just deep in thought.
It's kind of perfect, honestly.
Alright, but
If you send any messages, anyone, I didn't see it, so.
It's all good.
Yeah, I just sent you an ice cube in Discord in the green face.
Alright, so I'll resend that. Oh. It's telling me you're not in this meeting.
Goodness.
But I need a constitution check from you, Mr. Crow.
Oh.
I'm assuming the one was bad now at this point.
Regular difficulty?
A regular difficulty. Would you like to push your roll?
Oh shit.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You also get shot all the time. It's fine.
Fine. No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine.
But yeah, so Riley, you feel as though you've been shot in the leg. It hurts. It hurts really, really bad, but you grit your teeth and you continue forward. Crow, you definitely felt that. And for a second there, you just about double over. Then you grit your teeth, and it is almost like you're also taking some reassurance from Riley's determination. Before
Okay.
you're like, felt that, but I'm not gonna make things worse.
I'm not gonna make things worse. Exactly.
So, but everyone takes their next step. You almost all feel compelled to take the next step. Hunter, your next step, the voice in the back of your head is laughing. He's laughing and laughing in his dark, gravelly voice as you feel the fire creep up your leg, and it feels like now both of your legs are on fire. Constitution check.
Ooh, no.
Oh boy.
Regular difficulty?
At regular difficulty.
Don't worry, it's fine. I've got a 90. It's fine.
You grit your teeth. You're burning, but you grit your teeth. Zoe, you are reaching for this mask. This thing that you feel like you absolutely must have. And you take your next step. And that oppressive heat, almost like the sun itself, is searing your flesh from above. There is nowhere to hide. There is nowhere to run. It is there, and you are burning alive to the sun. Constitution check.
All right.
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
You focus your mind
Absolutely.
and push forward. you don't just take the next step, but you take a leap forward, bringing you away from this burning of your flesh. And for a brief second, your fingers touch the mask of the vizier in front of you before suddenly you're back in the hall. The other two, do you take your next step?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hunter, you feel as though you are fully on fire. The air is thick with smoke. You feel like you can't get your breath, but at the same time, you feel compelled to breathe the smoke. So, I need another constitution check from you.
Regular still?
Regular still.
We're fine.
Fine.
Don't worry about it.
It's okay.
The laughter in your head is reaching a crescendo. The gravelly voice sounds closer to that of a madman in an asylum than the reserved gravelly voice that it's been before. Riley, you take your next step, and it feels like you've been shot in the other leg, and then a shot to the shoulder, and then a shot to the gut. You feel like you're being you're at the end of a firing squad, and they're all using Thompsons. It hurts. Constitution check. And Constitution check from you too, Crow.
Oh no. Yes. I'll push my roll.
Riley's fine. Are you?
Push my roll again.
It's fine. You're like, ow! No.
No, it's fine.
You grit your teeth, Riley. You tell yourself it's not real. Like a mantra. It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. It hurts so bad, but it is not real. And for Crow, you feel everything. But you slowly start to puzzle out that if you can block that sensation off, much like you mentally swatted away Riley's probes before. And it allows you to shut that pain, not completely off, but at least diminish it. So instead of feeling like you've been shot, that you've just been pelted with like softballs. So still hurts.
Still hurts. So it's like being shot with a paintball almost.
Yeah. And with the next step, you find all three of you find yourself once again in the hallway. A lot further now. You're not sure how far down the hall you are, but you could definitely feel as though you've gone farther. Again, you are all encapsulated in shadow. Now it's so thick that you can't see one another. Beforehand, you could take some solace in knowing that your fellow investigators had at least made it past the first step. So, but now there is nothing. One second. But I need a sanity check from you three, as you all feel as though you shouldn't take this next step.
Okay.
Hunter,
Ooh.
would you like to push your roll.
I'm gonna use 10 luck points to
Jeez.
succeed it.
Okay. Do you all walk, run, or sprint?
Still walking.
Keep
Walking.
walking. Want to face this head on. I don't want to be blindsided by anything.
You take the next step. D100s from everybody, other than Crow.
What?
Okay.
Oh, I don't like that.
And then 8 and
I don't like
9.
that.
47, 48, 49. Okay then.
I don't like that.
You've now entombed.
We are now part of the hive.
You all take the next step. And you are all bombarded mentally. You feel whispers, you hear the whispers, and you feel them crawling across your brains. It is almost like something is talking next to you. It's almost like something's talking in front of you. It's almost like something's talking behind you. Just a cacophony of voices, each telling you things. So, sanity check from everybody. Hunter and Zoe, will you push your rolls?
That's.
I
Don't
will
forget.
spend
Sorry.
4 luck points to.
Hunter?
I'll push it.
Oh god.
This is my team.
My
Yeah.
anxiety is like
Yeah.
ah.
This is my team.
Right?
Your
This is a team to be proud of.
Aw.
Yeah.
Your minds are assailed, and you feel as though
Oh, there we go.
you are flooding with knowledge. You are learning the things that are secret. You are learning things that shouldn't be, but are. Learning of things that may have happened in the past, or they may happen in the future. Things of other things of other things. Your minds are all awash with things. So much information.
I can smell the universe.
Smells like
Everybody,
strawberries.
so you three, go ahead and roll me education.
Oh, this is fine. Regular roll.
Yep, regular roll.
It was almost not fine.
It was almost not fine.
Yeah.
Okay. You all feel compelled to take your next step forward. And the voices drown down to whispers as images and visions cross in front of you. For Hunter, you see so many mechanical things, so many books, so many items, and looking at them, you know their purpose, you know what each thing does, and you take solace in that. Riley, you see the visions of things beyond the veil. You see things almost through, like, little tears in the walls. It's almost as though the world is bleeding, and it bleeds small creatures that is very difficult to comprehend. Intelligence check, please.
Okay. Okay then.
Sanity check. Uh-oh.
What checked?
Sanity check.
Sanity.
So sanity. Yep.
Oh.
Some rolls you don't. That's something I learned throughout whilst those. Sorry, no, I'll shut up.
No, I get ya.
Okay. You are going to lose 1d3 sanity because these are things that should not be. Beforehand, you put forward a big machismo about not believing about things going bump in the dark. But these are things that are most certainly going bump in the night. You're going to lose 3 sanity points for comprehending that these are not things you should be seeing. You should not be able to see these things.
Oh, fun.
But you do feel like you're a lot more grounded than you should be. For Zoe, the visions in front of you are numerous tomes, inscriptions, hieroglyphs, things in many, many, many languages. And then you also see far off places of crypts and catacombs where the dead do lay, some of which are not laying in rest. You see deep below the ocean waves and strange, bizarre fish as they swim amongst ancient ruins carved with impossible geometry. So, intelligence check.
All right. Ah, shit. I'm definitely gonna push that. Oops.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Sanity check.
All right.
You are going to lose 1 point of sanity because you comprehend that these are places where the dead do walk, and places built by hands not of man. You comprehend that these are ancient, cursed places where great and evil deeds have been done in the name of power.
Well, this isn't creepy at all. I mutter to myself.
You all take the next step. You don't even feel like you have a choice. You take the next step, and the step after that, and the step after that, and each step brings more visions. Hunter, you go from seeing mechanicals and machines to seeing places in the world that are quiet, but at the same time very much alive with things that should not be. Riley, you see ungodly machines, machine men, people who have grafted metal and steel upon their flesh. So, Zoe, you see places, far-flung places, where hooded figures stand over corpses, and the corpses do rise.
Ooh. Don't like that. No.
Every step brings a change in these visions, like almost like the incessant twitching of a thumb on a television changer. Just next channel, next channel, next channel, next horror, the next thing that you did not want to know, but now you know. You
If you don't know, now you know.
You take the next step, and you find yourselves in the hall. You are at the end of the hall. You see the door in front of you. Sanity check from everybody. Hard difficulty.
Ah, shit. Holy shit. That was luck.
Hunter, would you like to push your roll?
Oh,
It's only 6 points of luck.
true.
But is there a benefit to knowing?
There is sometimes not a benefit.
True.
That's the real question. Well, what can I say? I like knowing, so 6 points luck.
Okay. The walls of the hall feel cavernous. The door is there. You all see the door. You all see one another. But at the same time, you see one another as different shapes. Riley and Zoe, as you look at Hunter, you see the form of a very small man encapsulated with smoke and fire, and standing above him, looming like a grand shadow, is a ginormous being of fire, wreathed with a blue fire crown. His mouth open wide in a into this giant laugh, where we can see molten fire and magma within. And in his hand, a giant flaming battle axe.
Oh boy.
Riley, the other two see you, and we see not the strong woman, the strong-willed woman. We don't see the mobster. We see a thin, very frail-looking woman, but around her being are many tears to other places, tears with things from beyond the veil looking out and smiling.
Whoa. Shit.
So thank you, dear. But eyes and eyes, tooth and fang, all of these are appearing at both you, Hunter, and at you, Zoe. And they are many. So very, very many. Zoe, the other two perceive you, and instead of the short, scarly woman, we see the form of a short pharaoh, a woman dressed in regal robes and wearing a regal death mask.
Whoa.
And from her body is a brilliance of knowing, where no shadows can hide, and all is revealed. There are no secrets hidden from the Pharaoh. There are no places for you to hide. You are laid bare before her eyes and her judgment. You all see these things from one another. You cannot see yourselves. You do not see the figures that the others see you as. But there is a niggling voice at the back of each of your heads. One that comes to the forefront of your minds. This is what you can be. This is your potential. Why go through a door and accept shackles when this is your true potential? Each of you forget the ultimatum by Red Stag. It is just you and the door, knowing that there is so much more that you can be. And all you have to do is turn away and accept a fate, to accept your birthright for power, for knowledge, in a world that could be yours.
I open the door.
Definitely.
And you, Miss
Riley
Thompson?
will open the door.
You each reach forward for the door. It feels like you're moving through thick mud. So the air is not air, it is something viscous and
Moving
resisting
through
your
jello.
move. You feel the voice in your head pleading. It's like, don't give this up. Why would you give this up? You can have everything. You can be so much more.
Everything.
Not what I want.
Everything does not exist in a tiny cell, who knows where. I may be shackled, but I will not be tracked.
Alright.
Maybe it's time I decide what kind of freedom I want.
You each put your hand upon the door. It feels so cold. It is so warm on this side of the door. And the door feels so cold. So
I open it
cold.
as quickly as I possibly can. Because currently, I feel like I'm on fire, and that seems like a good time over there.
Do you all continue through the door?
Yeet!
Elbow it in.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The voice in your head screams out, but you each pass through the threshold. And as soon as the door shuts, blackness, darkness.
I don't like that.
Same.
Where's the door?
Door.
And then lights comes up, It's not the floodlights from the hall outside. Instead, it's torches of all things.
Okay.
Torches, except that the fire is not fire. It's almost like weird, softly glowing crystal.
Ooh, cool.
And in that room, Red Stag and Crow await all three of you. The three of you look like you've been through the ringer. You look drenched in sweat. You look shaken, but you are present.
I never had a doubt.
You don't.
Debatable.
Zoe's gonna turn to Hunter and just grin. That she's gonna give him a big hug. We did it.
He looks a little uncomfortable because he's like, holy shit, somebody's touching me. And then it's like,
Sorry.
pat, pat.
Sorry.
So,
He's just awkward. He's socially awkward. Like, incredibly.
It's alright. I can let my. I can.
Red Stag looks at all of you, and he's like, "You have passed your trial. You will display the elements of fortitude, the mental clarity to move forward, and the mental strength to defy temptation."
I do have one question, DM.
Hmm.
Do I still have a voice cackling in the back of my head?
The voice is oddly silent now.
Okay.
You do feel something smug back there, but it's not cackling.
Voice is like, oh yeah, I'ma get laid, not you, fucker.
But you have all proven your worth. You now know what it is that we look towards, what we defend our fellow man, those who are not prepared, against. You enter not as employees, not as workers, not as chattel. You enter a brotherhood.
Excuse me.
One that has stood vigil over humanity through its fledgling steps to today, and we shall forever stand watch into the future. So, and then he steps aside, and you all see what seems to be a very, very, very old tome. It is a logbook, and there is a simple feather pen next to it. Hunter Wallace, step forward.
Do so.
But Red Stag grabs the pen. Again, it's old-timey, like, quill.
Yeah, feather quill.
And he's like, prick your finger with this and write your name in the logbook. And wait and tell me what it says.
You know, this really doesn't inspire trust.
You've come this far.
Yeah, none of this inspires trust, especially the keeping me in a tiny room for multiple days at a time.
But you've endured.
You say that. You say that.
Hunter,
And you're standing here.
Somehow.
Hunter.
One of those people was a dead pharaoh goddess lady, and the
And-
other was Many Eyes. And I stabbed myself with the pen and write my fucking name.
At the mention of the Pharaoh stuff, it's for Riley and Zoe, it's almost like someone went on mute for a moment.
Okay.
Ooh.
And Red Stag is like, you will not be able to talk about what you've experienced in the hall. For everyone's trial is their own. And what they see is for themselves and no other.
I have a feeling that's not entirely true in my particular case.
So, we'll find out, won't we?
Anyway, I
And-
stabbed myself and written my name. Now I'm just sat here bleeding.
All you need to do
You
is
look
break
at
yourself
your
on
hand, you write your name, and then you look at your hand. There's no wound there.
Oh.
I don't like this. I feel like we should burn this, and I don't like burning things.
Don't burn the ancient artifacts.
Excellent.
And
And I just
Ah.
gingerly like.
what does the book say? And you will look
I
at the
look at the book. I don't know, DM. What does the book say? I love you.
and the book. You see where you've written your name, and and again, it's a very long logbook. You can see people's names in there, or what would be people's names, and then you realize they're all code names.
Oh, cool.
And we watch as your name gets a dash next to it, and the book writes itself a word next to your name.
Gibberish.
Firebrand.
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 Ah, cool.
Nice.
Of course.
Like, it's just gibberish.
We got a couple of,
And Red Stag is just like, really?
I-
Don't
I
look
mean,
at
I
me. Don't look at me.
I
don't
know
fucking
how
your magic works.
I mean, I wouldn't have chosen a better name for him, honestly.
So, but
Has anything ever been set on fire when I was in the vicinity of you?
No, it's not, but I've heard the stories.
I hate that you know what happened. It's not my fault!
you from here on out will be referred to as Firebrand in the within the bureau. Firebrand is your identity. Firebrand is your name. You may elect to keep your legacy, keep your old name, but for everything else in the bureau, for all reports and for all official things, you will refer to yourself as Firebrand. Riley Thompson, step forward.
She'll step forward.
So,
I guess I'm also stabbing myself, and
Yeah.
I'll write my name in the book.
mm,
You only need to prick yourself. I don't understand.
yeah.
We're
You
like
have to go-
full blown like.
No, I'm just going.
Well, you.
Stab.
So, and Jebel, you feel a little bit about that, but again, it's muffled. So, but your Riley writes her name in the book, and again, you look up to see where Wallace wrote his name, and you don't see Hunter Wallace in there. You see Firebrand. But you see the dash, and Firebrand is where his entry is. And your entry has a dash, and you watch the book write out Fortune Seeker. And Red Stag looks on expectantly. What does it say?
Fortune seeker.
And from here on, within the Bureau, you will be known as Agent Fortune Seeker. It will be your official designation and how you shall sign off on any official documentation within the Bureau. You may keep your legacy, you may keep your old name, but for everything within the walls of the Bureau, you will be referred to as Fortune Seeker. Zoe Zimmerman, step forward.
I do. Definitely.
So, he offers you the quill. So,
I do prick my finger, and I write in the book.
and you look at the book and you see not Hunter Wallace or Riley Thompson. You see Firebrand and Fortune Seeker. And then you, next to your name, you see a dash. And you see where is that note? I had a note.
Of course.
Nameless.
Nameless.
So
TBD.
you see gold lore.
Gold lore?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
So, and Red Stag looks over and is like, what does it say?
It says gold lore.
And from here on out, you will be known as Agent Goldlore to the Bureau. It will be what you put on anything official with the Bureau, is what the Bureau shall know you as. You may keep your legacy, you may keep your old name, but for everything within the walls of the Bureau, you will be known as Goldlore. You three have passed a very, very harrowing test. Your experiences are your own, and it is unknown whether that what we experience in the hall are glimpses of the future, glimpses of the past, of things that could be, would be, or will be. But you have all proven that you have the fortitude to carry on in the name of protecting those who cannot protect themselves. You will all be signed quarters here in the Bureau. They will be your home away from home. Again, you are permitted to maintain a life outside the Bureau. In fact, we encourage it. But at the end of the day, you are all members of the Bureau, and we all have our duty to perform. And that is where the camera is going to pan out. And we watch the camera start zipping up through all the floors to looking over top of the Bureau in the middle of Washington, D.C. and pan out to black. Because that's where we're ending the session today. What's up, Jebel?
Oh boy.
Never had a doubt.
Neither
I had a
did
doubt. I had a doubt. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Oh.
Riley almost didn't go through the door, guys.
All I was thinking was that, I could be a big man. I could be a smaller dude than I already am. On fire, like I already am. With a fire demon in the back of my head, like I already am.
Except that you didn't see that.
No, but that's what me as a character thought.
No, you didn't.
Sorry, player. Me as a player.
Yeah.
My brain works bad. Me
So-
as a player. Character has no fucking clue. He's just like, I don't like the being on fire thing. Let's leave.
So a few things for everybody. Everybody, you are going to recover 5 luck points
Ooh, cool.
Oh, thank you.
and 1d6 points of sanity because joining the Bureau of Suppression does something that you can't put your finger on. But for Riley and
Yo.
Crow,
Hmm.
change your... So, because I'm probably going to forget in the future, so here's something that you both need to do with your HP. So,
Ooh.
switch to edit mode. Your
Edit.
maximum HP is 25 for both of you.
25. 25 HP? Are you sure?
Oh.
Oh no.
One of you takes damage, so does the other.
Oh god, because you have 10 HP, didn't you, Crow?
I do.
I had 15.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh well, shit.
I was really expecting you to fail one of those Constitution checks and then having to bring that up, but
And then
But-
Riley have to deal with it twice.
yeah,
Shared health, shared health, shared health.
the chat is cackling at your guys' misfortune.
Oh.
Titan specifically is
Oh,
laughing
God.
at your misfortune.
This is gonna be very interesting.
I have a feeling we need to be attached at the hip, honestly, at this point now. Just to ensure that if one of us dies, the other one doesn't.
I told you. I
Dodge!
gave you 3 options, and I told you this
I
option
mean-
had consequences.
I mean, it's not really that bad at consequences.
Oh, that's what you think, buddy.
Yes, that is what I think. Things are gonna go so badly, but I'm here for the ride. This has been really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
well, but
concerned.
yeah,
Same.
ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're going to end today's stream. I know it's only 3 hours. The gasp, only 3. Well, actually 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours, not 4. Well, some of us have to work tonight, so so let's do some shoutros, starting with. Let's go up to the upper left with TK Senpai. Who are you? What do you do? And where can people find you if you wish to be found?
I do stuff. I'm TK. I have many names, but that's one of them. I do art and stuff. I'm on Fur Affinity because I'm the local resident furry here. I do random shit with streaming and stuff occasionally. It's pretty rare at this point. I'll maybe streaming tomorrow at like noon my time. So I'll post on Twitter. I'm TK Senpai on Twitter. I'm also Gazing for Stars on Twitch. So it's twitch.tv/Gazing for Stars. You see that username in the chat? That's me fucking with you. Just so you're aware. Because that's how I roll. Yeah. Come chill, come hang out. I play the Blackout Club, and it's a horror game, and I'm a pussy. So come watch me be scared. It's fun. Yeah, there's the link to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I have magical chat powers.
Yes, you do. Thank you.
All right, let's go counterclockwise to Shadow Scythe.
Hello, yes, I am Shadow Scythe, also known as just Scythe. You can find me pretty much everywhere. Shadow Scythe on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/Shadow Scythe, on Twitter. I also recently just opened a Redbubble store for some of my photography stuff, so that is shadowscythe.redbubble.com. Come buy things so I am not completely broke.
So one more time for that store.
It's shadowscythe.redbubble.com.
Okay, I'm putting the doobly doos. So, but all right, and then we have Quirky Kitty. Who are you? What do you do? Where can people find you?
Hello. I do a lot of Twitter. That's WebWitch81000. I make websites. Check out mine at wonderfulwitchoftheweb.com. I made a few others. You can find the links there. I have a Twitch. I don't watch it much. I listen to a lot of podcasts, honestly.
Okay.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I also have a DeviantArt. That'd be shortstuff81000.deviantart.com.
So
All right.
81,000 at DeviantArt.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just typing it into the doobly-doos here.
No problem.
Oh, dot. I put at. Oh, it's not. Let me control. Bah! Fie on you, chat. I can post this stuff into my chat if I want to. And then, last but not least, Mr. Jevel. Who are you? What do you do? And where can people find you?
Well, I am Jevel, also known as Gilby, also known as Shard, also known as that British dude. You can find me on YouTube. I do some voice acting, comic dubs. It's under the YouTube channel Mythical Wings. And apart from that, we've got our Twitters and all that linked in our couple of videos that we've done. And yeah, you can also find me on Ninth Circle of Hell. And that's about it, really.
All right. Thank you so much, TK.
Fucking water.
So, but yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, I am Johto1025. I am the keeper of lore and fate. I am also the master of this lovely little Twitch channel. Mostly, I've literally become the RPG D&D guy. That's literally what my channel has become. I used to do Let's Plays. I do a Let's Play every once in a while when I don't have things in the works. But now I mostly do this stuff. So this is actually the last game before I go on a hiatus until towards the end of this month. You won't see me until like the 28th or something like that. We do have a big charity one-shot in the works. Originally, I thought I had a date for it, but then the DM for that one just found out she's going to South Africa that week, which is fun.
What the hell do you mean he's going to South Africa? Why the fuck is he going to South Africa?
Work.
Why not?
What?
So
But why not?
That's
His business, never mind.
That's him. So, but so keep an eye out for when we do that, which is going to be the Terror of the Tarask. It's going to be a level 8, 8th level 5th edition D&D 5th edition one-shot adventure, where people have to go get the MacGuffin inside a Tarask. Yeah, it's going to get messy.
The dungeon is the Tarask.
Tasty.
So that's coming down the pipe, and I will be making an official announcement when I finally have everything settled. Just need to figure out when is good for the DM. And then on Sundays, so starting up again on the 20th, maybe on the 22nd. I'm over at Lucas G Variety's channel, so twitch.tv/LucasGVariety for Robotech. So where I play a crazy artillery man, Russian man that blew up half a squadron. They were friendlies. But to be fair, I also blew up a regiment of bad guys, so I win.
I win.
But yeah, so that's over at Lucas G Variety's channel. So that's very interesting to watch. It's a little bit more anime for folks. And I'm a player, not the DM, so I'm not torturing people most of the time. So, but this has been Operation Cathedral, a Call of Cthulhu campaign. Again, we're doing this as part of our Extra Life charity drive. So please check the doobly-doo down below. For Twitch, we have the widget down there where you can make a donation, and we are on the road to $1,500. By December of this year, we're hoping to hit that $1,500 mark for raising money for sick kids in hospital. It is such a great charity, and it really does reach out and help a lot of people. So I'm very happy to be doing it again. So if you got a couple bucks, please consider putting it towards that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you all adieu, auf Wiedersehen, and good night. So because this is it, I bid you farewell, and just remember, the watchman watches from the house with no walls. Sleep well.